Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? If you can, say hello with like a whole bunch of O's. Oh, good. You guys can hear me. What an exciting day it is. Crystal says, hey, Joe. All right. Today we are doing property ownership. So exciting! This is like the basis of everything. Okay. Okay, we're going to start in 1 second. Okay. So we have property ownership. Who could tell me the difference between real and personal property? Real and personal property. What do you guys think? The difference between real and personal property. Anybody? 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 Personal property is movable. Real property goes to the real estate. Nice job, Mercedes speaker. Real property goes with the real estate. Personal property goes with the person. That's a way better explanation. Because there are things you could physically move that are considered real property. Like what? Who can give me an example of that? What's something you could physically move that is considered real property? What do you guys think? What is something you could physically move that's considered real property? Pool cover, nice. Great job. A pool cover is something you could physically move because it goes with the real estate. Door keys, nice job. Those are considered real property. Why are people talking about barber chairs, pizza ovens, and dentist chairs? Those are neither movable nor are they real property. So we're talking about something's real property that is movable. We're talking about something that goes with the property. Garage door opener, great example. Okay, so personal property goes with the person. Real property goes with the real estate. I see some of you guys writing about fixtures. So what is a fixture? Who knows? What is a fixture? Who could tell me what a fixture is? What is a fixture? Mercedes wrote, Maria! A fixture is personal property that is now considered real property because it is incorporated into the land. It is incorporated into the land. Good. In the test for a fixture, I see some of you guys writing the acronym MARIA. What does MARIA stand for? What does MARIA stand for? Anybody? MARIA stands for method, adaptability, relationship, intention, and agreement. Method, adaptability, relationship, intention, and agreement. Good. So is a fixture personal property or real property? What do you guys think? Is a fixture personal property or real property? What do you guys think? It is real property. Good. What is a trade fixture? What is a trade fixture? What is a trade fixture? Anybody know? Congrats to Jazzy. Well done. What is a trade fixture? A trade fixtures is something that's used for your business. Is a trade fixture personal property or real property? What do you guys think? So trade fixture, personal property or real property? It is personal property. Good. Trade fixture is personal property. Give me an example of a trade fixture. I want everybody to give me an example of a trade fixture. Mama knows best. Salon chair, cash register, dentist chair. Good. Excellent. All right, let's move on to a question from the board. An easement on real estate would terminate if the holder of the dominant tenement recorded A, lease pendants, B, notice of non-responsibility, C, deed of reconveyance, or D, quitclaim deed. What do you guys think? And the answer is D, a quitclaim deed. If you guys didn't know this already, the highlighted word on the board, when you click it, the definition comes up. How many of you guys have been using the program for a while and never knew that? Like, whoa, mind blown. Awesome. When a word is highlighted, it means it's clickable. And we do that so you guys could look up definitions of certain words as you're taking practice exams. So hopefully that's a helpful feature for you guys. Okay, so the answer is quitclaim deed. What is a quitclaim deed? Anybody know? What is a quitclaim deed? Who knows what a quitclaim deed is? Who could tell me what is a quitclaim deed? A quitclaim deed is a way to immediately release responsibility or ownership of a property. Some of you guys are given textbook definitions, like you're saying no warranty, deed or warranty, and all these fancy words. But sometimes I think it better if you know what it means in like layman's normal English. Like you wouldn't say to somebody, your friends, but what's a quitclaim deed? No warranty implied or guaranteed under the current contract and agreement. You'd be like, what? What are you talking about, Spock? Speak like English, not Vulcan. All it really means in regular English is you're signing something over in the fastest way possible. And when you say no warranty, it's a way of saying like, hey, there may be problems with this. Your problem. That's why when you see a quitclaim deed, you can see it when a parent signs over the property to the children. They're just signing it over, okay? It's immediate release of something. So when they file a quitclaim deed as per the question, they're just saying gone with this, quitclaim. Yeah, in divorce you see quitclaim deeds a lot because one party agrees to one thing, another party agrees that the other will get the property, so they just quit claim their portion over to the other party. Okay, is that helpful, guys? Hopefully it's helpful. So I know you guys read the textbook and you see all these words, but I really want you to try to learn these words in a way where you could explain this stuff to your neighbor who's never dealt with real estate before ever. Because I want you guys to have an understanding of it. Because the problem is when you learn these fancy words that you don't normally use, if that word does not show up exactly like that on your exam, you could be in trouble. But if you have an understanding of it, the wording doesn't need to be exactly as you saw in textbooks or practice questions or videos. You could kind of just figure it out because you understand the concept. So it's really important to me that you guys understand the concept. And by the way, contrary to what you might hear, it will help you when you practice real estate if you understand this stuff. The people who say none of this applies or actually do, just memorize stuff, got by, and they probably couldn't even remember what was on the exam in the first place. Okay, so what is an easement? By the way, if you're practicing real estate and you don't know what an easement is, that's not a great agent. I would not work with that real estate pro if they couldn't tell you what an easement is. Because easements do come up as you buy and sell properties. So what is an easement? Explain it in the simplest way possible as if you're talking to someone who's never been in the business. Okay, I see access to someone else's property. A road, good. Right to use another's property, good. Anybody else? Crossing someone's land, nice. So an easement is the right to cross somebody's property. Okay? Access someone else's property, excellent. Good. If you say that, it's pretty easy for anyone to understand. Okay, I get it. That's what you need to cross somebody's property. Good. When you are crossing somebody's property, what is the word you use for that person when you study for your real estate exam? So if I'm crossing your property, what is the word to define your role in this situation? What do you guys think? So who are you in this situation if I am crossing your property? So you would be the servient tenement. Good. I, in this scenario, would be the dominant tenant. Everybody got that? You're serving my purposes because I'm crossing over your property. Got it? Right? Got it, Joe, if you got it. How am I doing so far? We're all good? Okay. Is my connection not as good as I like? Hold on, let me open the door so I can get more like Wi-Fi power. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so it looks like I'm having trouble in the next question, so let me just go over some concepts here. So I apologize about my question changing. So what we're talking about easements and dominant and servient tenement, which is an important concept with property ownership. Can you guys tell me different types of easements? Easement in gross. Easement, prescriptive easement. Easement by necessity. So what's an easement in gross? Who could tell me? Okay. So you have an easement in gross is when you're crossing the property and not with a goal of getting to another. Like I see some of you guys run utilities. Easement by necessity is when legally the easement is granted because you can't use your property without it. Good. Good job, everybody. Who could tell me the 4 government powers? We're getting into acronyms. We talked about Maria before. Let's go over another acronym. Okay, you hear the acronym PEAT. Police power, eminent domain, taxation, and its cheat. PEAT. Police power, eminent domain, taxation, and its cheat. Good. What is the difference between police power and eminent domain? Anybody know? Who can tell me the difference between police power and eminent domain? Compensation. Nice job, Vet Smith. Compensation. And what does he mean by that? Police power means that they could tell you how to use the property, but they're not taking it away from you. Eminent domain, they could take it away from you, and when they do that, just compensation must be paid. Police power does not involve money because they're not taking the property away from you. Who here could give me an example of police power? Anybody? Who here could give me an example of police power? Zoning. Good. What else? Zoning is a good example. Building codes. Rent control. These are all good examples of police power. What's it called in eminent domain where they pay you just compensation? What's that process called? Who could tell me? What's that process called? Condemnation. Good. Karen says inverse condemnation. What's that? So condemnation. So if you guys think of something condemned, what do you think? It means you can't use it anymore when you hear the word condemned. So condemnation is when they're saying you can't use it anymore. Your property is more or less condemned, but we'll pay you for it. Okay? Inverse condemnation is when they don't give you just compensation. Essentially, you're suing the government. All right, everybody got that? I apologize that my questions are not showed up on the board. I hope it's okay when I discuss these concepts with you. I promise I'll have it fixed by next time, but hopefully this works for you too. Okay, so you got inverse condemnation is when you're suing the government to get the proper money. The other two parts of Pete, so we have police power, eminent domain, taxation, and escheat. So taxes, is that a lien? Are taxes a lien? Are taxes a lien? Are taxes a lien? Yes. Why are taxes a lien? Why are taxes a lien? Because it means you owe money. Lien money, lien money, lien money. Good. Is taxes a general lien or a specific lien? Are taxes a general lien or a specific lien? What do you guys think? This is a trick question. Are taxes there you go, Crystal Washington. She got it right. Everybody copy off her paper and take the test. Crystal. First person to get it right. Crystal, write what you wrote in all capitals. It depends. It depends. Nice job, Crystal Washington. If I give you a high five, I would. Is there a high five emoji on this thing? There must be. I can't find it. Okay. Anyway, so it depends. If it is income, it's a general lien. If it is property tax, it is a specific lien. Okay? So income is a general lien. Property tax is a specific lien. What is the difference between that? So what is a specific lien? What do I mean by a specific lien? A specific lien means if you don't pay, they could take one thing specifically. General lien, if you don't pay, they could take everything. What is an example of a general lien? What is an example of a general lien? So we said income tax. What's another one? A judgment. If you lose a court case, that would be an example of a general lien. Nice job. Now, since we're talking about property ownership, there's an important concept you must know. What's it called when you own a property by yourself? What's it called when you own a property by yourself? Severalty. Good. Severalties by yourself. What's it called when you own property with others? What's it called when you own property with others? What do you guys think? That would be concurrent estates. Concurrent. Nice job, Vet Smith. That's a concurrent estate. So you have severalty and concurrent. Now, there are different types of concurrent estates. A lot of you guys wrote joint tenancy and tenancy in common. Those are types of concurrent estates. Now, what makes a joint tenancy joint tenancy? What do you guys think? What makes joint tenancy joint tenancy? Anybody? What makes joint tenancy joint tenancy? It's a tip. Time, title, interest, and possession. Time, title, interest, and possession. Good. The 4 unities. Also, there's right of survivorship. Good. Now, first, when we talk about time, title, interest, possession, which one of those also applies to tenancy in common? Which one of those also applies to tenancy in common? So out of those, which one also applies to tenancy in common? Possession. Excellent. Possession also applies to a tenancy in common. Nice job, everybody. Okay. Now, joint tenancy has the right of survivorship. Tenancy in common does not. What does that mean? What does the right of survivorship mean? What does that right of survivorship mean? Right of survivorship means you cannot will it to your heirs. Good. It means it cannot be willed to your heirs because the other people will get the property. So if I have a joint tenancy with you and I die, you get the property, not my heirs. The other joint tenant has the right of survivorship. Okay, the other joint tenant has the right of survivorship. So in tenancy common, you can will it to your heirs because there's no right of survivorship. Now, which one's more common, the joint tenancy or the tenancy in common? Which one do you typically see when property is owned, joint tenancy or tenancy in common? Tenancy in common. There's less requirements, it's easier. Joint tenancy is much more strict. Which one would you take with a corporation? So if you own something with a corporation, which one would you take? What do you guys think? You would take it as tenancy in common because you can't do a joint tenancy because you can't have the right of survivorship with a corporation because they don't die. Good job, everybody. Excellent. Ooh, we covered a bunch of stuff today. All right. Now, next up, what is the difference in a freehold estate and a less than freehold estate? Anybody? What's the difference in a freehold estate and a less than freehold estate? Freehold estate is ownership. Less than freehold is basically leases. What are the different types of less than freehold estate? Oh, nice job, Sharon. What's the different types of less than freehold estates that you study for the exam? You have estate for years, periodic tenancy, estate at will, and estate at sufferance. Estate for years when there's a defined period of time. Thanks, Paulina. You're the best. Estate at will means it ends at any time. Periodic tenancy is a reoccurring time period, like month to month or week to week. And estate at sufferance is when somebody won't leave. In other words, like a deadbeat tenant. Boo! Get out. So those are the types of less than freehold estates. Good. Who could tell me the different types of leases you learn when studying for your exam? The types of leases. What do you guys think? The types of leases. What are the different types of leases? So you have a gross lease, a net lease, a percentage lease, and a sandwich lease. Yum! So a gross lease is when the tenant pays a set amount. It's your typical lease, $1,000 a month or something like that. A net lease is when the tenant covers tax, insurance, and maintenance. A percentage lease is when the tenant pays a percentage of the money coming in, so it's for commercial leases. And a sandwich lease is just another way to say subletting. It's when the lessor is also the lessee. You're in the middle. You rent the property, but then you also rent that property out. Typically, those types of leases are not allowed in the contract, but if they're allowed, then, rock out. If nothing is stated, you could do it, but typically a landlord will say, no subletting, boo. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have an amazing day. And I will speak to everybody soon. Thanks. And yes, you guys could watch this later. It'll be on the YouTube channel. You can watch it. Have a great day, guys. Bye. If you enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up button below. That would mean the world to me. Thanks, guys.